Did you ever wish that you had the Force from Star Wars? Of course you have. And you're sitting on the couch and you're reaching with the Force to get the remote that's just out of your reach. Well, what about the Force healing? Have you ever thought about how that works? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you how Force healing works, investigate what real-life skills and abilities are like Force healing, and guide you through a process that can help to unlock your own inner force in order to reduce pain, stress, and anxiety right now. Hi, I'm Daniel Dagenhart from the Rethink Pain Workshop. I'm a hypnophysio and I geek out on pop culture healing references and how I can use them to heal myself and others. Let's get into this week's episode of Pop Culture Healing, Force Healing Edition. From the Mandalorian TV series, we find Grogu, or Baby Yoda. He can heal a venomous wound, but it took a tremendous amount of intention and focus and energy in order to do that. We see examples with Rey as well when she was injuring the Vexus, that big serpent, in the tunnels in order to help to free themselves. She also did that with Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren healed her in the end at the cost of his own life. And there's lots of other examples in the Star Wars universe of this Force healing. How does it work though? Well, Wikipedia, which yes, it is a real thing, Wikipedia, describes the Force healing as the user of Force healing would place their hand over the wound and pour their own life energy into it, healing the target, and doing so at the expenditure of the own person's vitality. So it's the idea that you put your own energy into it, which is why Kylo Ren ended up dying at the end when he gave the life force to Rey. Now, it doesn't really describe the mechanics of it, which is what I'm going to leave for a little bit later in the video of my theory of how it actually works. Are there any real-life examples of this Force kind of healing? Well, the simplest one, the thing that came to mind, was Reiki, or healing hands, where people use their hands in order to heal. It takes a decent amount of training and skill in order to improve someone's well-being through this kind of a technique. There is some research, there's a recent meta-analysis that showed that Reiki can actually reduce scores on a visual analog scale of pain. So that's pretty cool. That has some evidence to back it too. One of the cool things I like about those types of therapies is that they teach the practitioners how to heal themselves first. Because if you're not in a good space and healed yourself, it's going to be difficult to direct energy and focus at someone else to heal. That's something that, as a physiotherapist, it's not really taught very often. Any kind of manual therapist, whether it's physio, chiro, osteo, massage, there's an intention of putting the hands on and helping to heal and recover that patient. And there's quite a bit of burnout with any health professionals, because sometimes you just go into an environment and help that person. They might feel better, but afterwards you just feel like crap. And that was something that I struggled with as a physio for a while. I would go into people that I would call energy vampires. I would go in and then they would just suck that energy out from me. They'd feel better, I'd leave feeling wasted. That was a few years ago when I started to look at grounding techniques and different visualizations that can help to give me a bit of a boost going into those sessions and coming out as well. And that made a significant improvement to my energy. Whether it's actually changing something physiologically or just mentally improving how I feel, I found a real benefit from this. So this idea of Force healing, that using your hands to heal, is something that's been around for a long time. And especially when you think about the mother touch, that kiss of the boo-boo that can make everything feel better. That's something that is right from an infant. It's kind of ingrained into our ability to heal. There's another really interesting real-life example of how I think Force healing can work, a real-life example of that. But I'm going to leave that until I describe how I believe the mechanics of Force healing is, how it works. So I think Force healing is all related into focus and trusting the Force, that powerful part of you that guides you. Now think about the training that Luke Skywalker did with Yoda. He had to let go of any self-limiting beliefs that he had before using the Force. He said, "Oh, I couldn't lift that X-Wing. It's too heavy." And once he let go of those limitations and trusted that connection with the Force, he was then able to accomplish feats that were amazing to him at that time. It still took a laser amount of focus and direct and specific intention, but once he believed he could, then he was able to. Now take that over to the injured person. I believe the Jedi trust that the body has that innate ability to heal. Our resting state is healing. Then they use the Force to pinpoint the very direct source of that injury, of that pain, that suffering, and make changes at a molecular, cellular, and genetic level to start a cascade of healing going outwards. So what real life treatments can be like this, that can have that pinpoint accuracy? Well, for me, that's hypnosis. And James Hazelrig, he's a colleague of mine, a hypnotist, he describes hypnosis as real results from imaginary events. It has that component of trusting your body knows how to heal and trusting that process, and then requires that complete focus into that space. Now, there are many different ways that hypnosis can help to heal, but there's one specific technique that I really like and I use in my practice quite a bit, and it's Freddie Jacquin's arrow technique. It was initially developed in order to reduce pain, but since then it's been shown to be able to reduce anxiety, stress, basically whatever you put in the center of the target, phobia, fear, anything that you want, and then once you shoot through into that space, then you can be free of that pain, that suffering. And once that source, that pinpointed source of that pain, that suffering, whatever it is, once that's eliminated, the body does what it does best, heals. Now I've used this technique in a variety of ways, from giving someone a little bit of a drop in from an 8 to a 5, so that, of 10 for their pain, so that they can go and enjoy their day a little bit more. But for others on the other end of the spectrum, it's been a contributor of a complete elimination and of that pain, that suffering in one session. So it has that potential to make a massive change. And the difference I think, in between that range is your ability to trust in that process and focus completely into it. So the potential is always there. You simply need to bring in that Jedi Master trust in order to really get the benefits of it. So it seems simple enough, right? If you're ready to make a change to your experience of pain, stress, or anxiety, or anything that you want to improve right now, get ready, because I'm going to use the principles of Freddie Jacquin's arrow technique in order to unlock your own ability to heal using the Force. Now, before we begin, I want you to tune into that pain, that stress, anxiety, whatever it is you want to make a change to right now. And I want you to rate it between 0 and 10. So 0 being no pain at all, 10 being the worst that you've experienced. Okay, you got that number? Now, whatever that number is, I'm always going to aim for a complete elimination, complete freedom, that's 0. And yet, what number between 0 and the first number that you chose would show that you made a significant difference to how you feel, that it's a process that could work, and that will allow you to enjoy the rest of today. So that number between 0 and your current experience. You got that now too? Great. Now, in order for this technique to be effective, I want you to bring in that childhood curiosity that you use when you watch movies like Star Wars. That is going to help you to hook into this story, this experience. Pretend that right now you are a Jedi Master, and you're about to get into your X-Wing to go and blow up the Death Star. The Death Star represents all of the useless and unnecessary pain that you want to have complete freedom of. Then just pretend you're not pretending anymore. Just like the Death Star, it doesn't matter how long a problem has been around or how powerful it is. As long as you are able to focus and put in that trust in that process and your ability to heal, you can have the potential to make a change right now. Before we begin, don't listen to this if you're operating any heavy machinery, and it's best if you take yourself to a space where you can listen to this and have complete focus on it. Keep safe wherever you are. So to begin, get yourself comfortable, and I'm going to take 3 deep breaths in a moment. The first breath is going to make your eyes start to feel a little tired. The second breath will make them so tired that they'll just want to close. And the third breath, you'll close them and you'll find that you won't be able to open them. Want that to happen, expect that to happen, watch it happen. Here's the first breath. Feel those eyelids getting tired. Starting to blink, wanting to close because they get so tired. Last breath, allowing those eyes to close. And as those eyes close, you'll find that they just feel so tired they just won't want to open. That's right, they're locked completely. When you try to open them, you find that they just won't want to at all. And allow that relaxation to flood from the top of your head down to your toes. And you'll go even deeper into focused attention as you hear the countdown to launch your X-Wing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thrusters engaged, lift off. And as you launch into space, zooming into that inky black space, you look back to Earth. And that pale blue dots that you look back to, that change in perspective of that Earth helps you to change your perspective of your experience now. And as you're flying, I want you to establish that connection with your R2 unit, that powerful part of you that can guide you to your destination and help you accomplish your goal. Once you get that connection, hear in your mind the happy little beeps of acknowledgement as you see the colors of your R2 units in your X-Wing. Ask your R2 unit to put in the coordinates to the Death Star, the source of all of your useless and unnecessary pain that you want to have complete freedom from. And then get ready for the light speed jump. Pull the lever into light speed as the stars rush by into the star lines. And as you pursue that space and time, going to that source of that unnecessary pain that you're going to have that complete healing from, I want you to take a deep breath now as you follow my instructions completely from this point on. And as you come out of light speed, you see the Death Star. You hear the plan from General giving the instructions for the battle. The battle station is heavily shielded and carries a firepower greater than half of the Starfleet. Its defenses are designed around a direct, large-scale assault. A small one-man fighter should be able to penetrate the outside forces. Gold Leader speaks up. Pardon me for asking, sir, but what good are snub fighters going to be against that? General returns calmly. Well, the Empire doesn't consider a small one-man fighter to be any threat, or they'd have a tighter defense. An analysis of the plans provided by Princess Leia has demonstrated a weakness in the battle station, but the approach will not be easy. You will be required to maneuver straight down this trench and skim the surface to this point. The target area is only 2 meters wide. It's a small thermal exhaust port right below the main port. The shaft leads directly to the reactor system. A precise hit will start a chain reaction which will destroy the station. Only a precise hit will set off that chain reaction. The shaft is shield-rated, ray shield, so you'll have to use proton torpedoes. You make your way towards the Death Star, in awe of that massive size, and yet still unshaken by the confidence you have to destroy it and all of the useless and unnecessary pain it's caused. "We have incoming," yelled Gold Leader. "A squadron of TIE fighters enter the space around you. You head for the shaft. I got your back." Gold Leader gets behind you just as the 3 TIE fighters are about to lock you in. In a blast of fire, Gold Leader takes out all 3 with quick precision. You're all clear. As you enter the shaft, you turn on your targeting system, and then you hear a familiar voice call your name. Trust the Force. You shut down the targeting system, take a deep breath, and reach out with the Force. You see the target in your mind's eye, the source of all of that useless and unnecessary pain. In a moment, you'll shoot through that target, but you'll have to be brave because just for a moment, it'll be the last time that you feel that useless and unnecessary pain. Just for a moment, a millisecond, you'll experience that pain for the last time as you blast through it and fly off into space where nothing disturbs you, nothing bothers you. You take one last breath, trusting the power you hold inside, and press the trigger. Phew. The photon torpedoes shoot out, and with perfect precision, they hit the source. You fly through a brilliant flash of energy into space and hear all of your friends and loved ones cheering. Picture their faces smiling and laughing, and feel their love, their presence with you. And in that place where nothing disturbs you, nothing bothers you, feel the Force pulse the midichlorians through your body, boosting your healing. And as you make your way back to Earth, successfully demolishing that Death Star, thank your R2 unit for helping you to accomplish that goal as you make that jump into light speed. Now make all of those changes as you see those star lines in front of you at a molecular, cellular, and genetic level to have complete freedom, that useless and unnecessary pain now. And only once you return back to Earth and have made all of those changes at a molecular, cellular, genetic level will you have complete freedom from that experience of pain. And as you come out of light speed, seeing the Earth in front of you, making your descent back down to the Earth. You land the X-Wing, come out and hear cheering all around you. And that feeling of joy and love and laughter that you have right now, comfort and peace. In a moment, I'm going to get you to anchor that feeling. And you're going to do so by taking a deep, full, complete breath in and out. And on the end of that exhale, that breath out, you're going to, in your mind or out loud, say the word peace. And as you do, that's going to anchor in that feeling of love and of calm and joy and laughter even more. Taking that deep breath in now. Building that experience, seeing those loved ones in your mind's eye. As you breathe out, feel that calm. And at the bottom of that breath, peace. And as you continue with those deep breaths, anytime that you want to return to this feeling, you can simply, in your mind or out loud, say that word peace after taking a deep breath. And you'll be able to return to this space quickly and easily. And the more you practice coming back to this, the more effective it will become. In a moment, we're going to count from 1 to 5. On 5, you'll be fully alert, awake back into this space so that you can achieve any of the goals that you have today going forward. 1, coming to the surface 3 times more focused, more calm and at peace before 5. Hi. Well done. Where's that pain gone? How much better do you feel on that scale from 0 to 10? Tune into that now. Great job. Now, do you have a favorite movie, TV show, or comic book that has a healing ability that you want to experience? Comment below, and I could make a future pop culture healing episode about it. Or just let me know in the comments how much better you feel right now. Thank you for interacting with this episode. And if you liked it, please like it and subscribe to it to get more pop culture healing episodes each week. Next week is going to be unlocking your inner genie with Aladdin's lamp. And if you want a free MP3 audio recording and transcript of this hypnotic session, so you can listen to it anytime that you want, or guide others through it, there's going to be a link in the description below. Click on that description to get instant access to this and a few of my other favorite hypnotic processes. Thank you for interacting with this episode. The more we all heal, the more we all heal.